Guardians, what's going on? Blue Knight here. Today I want to show you how easy the Heist Battlegrounds Moon GM can be to solo. Yes, we are using player slants again. This season, season 23, with the seasonal artifact perks and it synergizing with player slants extremely well. You're going to see a lot of this. This GM is perfect for player slants because you're just going to be sitting back and not doing much the entire time, just taking stuff out. So Polaris Lance and our subclass build is gonna we're pouring everything we can within reason into our Polaris Lance. That's what we're gonna be doing. So anyway, exotics, Polaris Lance, Dawn Chorus. Let's go over the subclass real quick. Because we're using Dawn Chorus, we're going to be using Daybreak. You can do this with Well. If you find yourself dying a lot, or if you find yourself needing that extra healing, use Well. But I'm using Daybreak. We've got Healing Rift, Burst Glide, Celestial Fire. We want this for ranged melee. It's going to be one of the two abilities that we have, or I guess three with our super, but one of the three abilities that we have that are going to weaken bosses and champions. So, and we'll go over that in the seasonal artifact. And then Solar Grenade, just because we're going to be using Touch of Flame, which improves our solar grenades, and as well as the final boss level, the final boss room, we want a damaging grenade. We do have heat rises, so if we need to consume our grenade for healing, we can. At no point do I need to do that, but some people might. So remember that. If you've got Touch of Flame and heat rises on your aspects, it improves, Touch of Flame improves your grenade. So solar grenades increase linger duration, periodically emits blob of lava around the perimeter. And then heat rises, fire weapons, melee, and throw grenades while gliding. You can hold your grenade button to consume your grenade, and it cures nearby allies. It gives you heat rises. There's just a lot of stuff that it does for you. Onto the fragments. The last three fragments are going to be pretty much just solely centered around Polaris Lance. So we've got Ember of Ashes, so you apply more Scorched Axe to targets, so that way 7 out of 10 times one explosive shot from Polaris Lance will be enough Scorch to ignite. So with Ember of Ashes, that ignition is then going to spread more Scorch, so you apply more Scorched Axe to targets. We're going to be applying Scorch through ignitions, but also our ignitions have an increased area of effect. So super easy. All three of these we're primarily using, like I said, for player slants. And then we've got Ember of Blistering. Defeating targets with solar ignitions grants our grenade energy. We're going to be igniting things left and right, so this makes sense. It'll help us in the final boss room get our grenade back faster. It kind of does. I end up sitting there for a little bit just waiting for my grenade to come back because I feel safer with it. You don't need it, but it's a safer part. We'll get over that. We'll get through that in the voiceover. But yeah, these three aspects, or these three fragments: Eruption, Char, and Ashes for player slants, and the Number of Blistering, so that way we get our grenade back faster. Let's look at the weapons here. Primary slot, we're just using Irakanji. It's Shoot to Loot Headstone. I wish maybe it had a different perk instead of Headstone, but it's a sniper. It has Shoot to Loot. We do use it a couple times. It's just a fun little sniper to use. Other honorable mentions could be something like this Vengeful Whisper, Keep Away Hatchling, if you want to do it with like a Strand build, Rack and Tour, Shoot to Loot Explosive Head, Felteradiddle, Shoot to Loot Explosive Head. Out of these two, though, I would choose Felteradiddle just because of the intrinsic trait Psycho Hack. I tried to use Mountaintop. It works, but I just, I was like, hey, what happens? I completed it the first time, recorded a video with Mountaintop. And then in that video, I was like, if I changed anything, it would be to use this. Well, I just ran it with this. And this is the video you're going to see. Not much different, just swapping up these two these two weapons. Player slants, it speaks for itself. Got the catalyst. I don't even know. I've gotten almost 11,000 kills with this thing. It's just, player slants is just all you need, honestly. It's stupid how good player slants is with the current season. Other honorable mentions, pre-Astronax. This is actually the bow this week for this GM. I got this a couple weeks ago when it first came out with Shoot to Loot Explosive Head. I've got a bunch of good rolls. And then I finally got a good roll, like just a good damage roll, Archer's Tempo Precision Instrument. So with an accuracy masterwork, good. You know, you can use Indebted Kindness, Lead from Gold Volt Shot. There are a bunch of arc shields, so this will help. Plus, they're barrier, anti-barrier, if you don't want to use Polaris Lance. And then Luna's Howl, I'm going to try to use this. I was fortunate to get this, in my opinion, God Roll Luna's Howl with Slide Shot, Opening Shot, and then Incandescent Heal Clip, which is the one that everyone wants with the Reload Speed Masterwork. But it's a little slow firing. I know it's a 140, and I compare it to Sunshot, but Sunshot's just on another level of its own. So Luna's Howl, we'll try and do a build video with that. Onto our heavy weapon, fixed odds. It's just amazing. If I still had my good Avalanche, I'd be using that, but I accidentally dismantled it, so we're going to be using our crafted fixed odds. If you don't have this, go do Duality. Go get it. It's just absolutely amazing. Other honorable mentions, Retrofit Escapade, very good. Not really for ad clear, though, more for damage, but it can ad clear. Circular Logic, I would rather have this with something like Envious Assassin Hatchling to use it for ad clear for a strand build. But Envious Golden isn't horrible, in my opinion. Then we got these Mercados, Demo Hatchling and Triple Tap Hatchling. If you're going for kind of a hybrid boss damage slash ad clear, Triple Tap Hatchling is very good. And then if you want pretty much just straight ad clear, Demo Hatchling, you know, precision kills will create hatchlings. You getting kills with the weapon gives you your grenade back. If you have a hatchling grenade, it's just more grenades. More hatchlings to be had on the battlefield, so that's a nice strand MG in my opinion. On to the artifact. First column, we're not utilizing anything because Polaris Lance does it all. Polaris Lance, so you see here Unstops can be stunned by solar ignitions, and then Barrier are radiant effects, which we're going to be making ourselves radiant and igniting things both with Polaris Lance. So first column, don't care, use whatever you want to use. Second column, we're using Kindling Trigger. So Radiant causes solar weapons to apply Scorch to unscorched combatants. Why not? It's a DOT. We apply more of it. And then Blast Radius, I had this on when I was using Mountaintop. It works, you know, but I'm not, this build is not one for orbs. I don't care about orbs in my, you know, personally, so we're not going to be creating, because we're not going to be making the orbs and running in to get them. By the time we go to get the orbs, 90% of them are going to be gone anyway. So no sense with orbs. This is how I was giving myself armor charge, but I don't utilize it now. Third column, we're using Flint Striker, 100% must have rapid solar weapon precision hits and rapid solar weapon final blows grant radiant. That pairs with Polaris Lance, and then Razor Precision pairs with Polaris Lance. But anyway, Torch. If you're playing with friends, one of them's on stasis or strand, you can make yourself radiant. You do more weapon damage. Why not do that? Heart of the Flame, casting your solar super grants nearby allies radiant and increases the damage of your super for each nearby ally. Again, if you're playing with friends and you're using this build, these two will pair super well with them. Wished into Being, I believe this is the only way in the entire GM. I think we created 12 orbs, and this was how we created all 12 orbs. So it can create orbs. Don't dismiss it. It can do it. So I run that. On the fourth column, we just got Revitalizing Blast. This is why we want ranged melee. So that way we can weaken champions and bosses for a short duration, causing damage with a solar ability. And then fifth column, we've got Razor Precision. Again, precision hits, Polaris Lance. It just makes sense. And then Solo Operative, because we are going to be doing this solo. Let's go over the armor here. Let's look at our helmet, see what it does. Your Daybreak projectiles deal more damage and Scorch targets on impact, but we apply more Scorch. Your Scorch is improved, so we apply more of an improved Scorch, and you gain a small amount of melee energy when your Scorch damages a target. again, melee, ranged, damaging ability that will weaken targets. So great thing to have. Let's look at the mods here. I would get your resilience up first, then your discipline for this build, at least in this GM. I want my grenade back as fast as possible. So resilience, discipline, then recovery. But, you know, I think I've got some decent numbers. I don't want 100 recovery just because I don't think that much recovery rate is... I mean, it could help you live longer in like a well or something, but for our healing rift, I think this is what we've got is perfect. We're using double harmonic targeting on our head, so that way it'll help us hit those crit shots with Polaris Lance. Just makes it easier to hit crits. And then heavy ammo finder. Heavy ammo is not an issue in this GM at all, but I still have it just in case if I want to use my machine gun more. Onto the arms, we've got bolstering detonation, so grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a grenade. Just, you know, it speaks for itself. Harmonic dexterity, so that way we can ready and stow solar weapons faster. And then harmonic loader, whenever we do have to reload our solar weapons, we'll be able to do it faster. On our chest, I highly recommend running double arc, single void. You can run single arc, single solar, single void if you wanted to, because there are solar, but the arc is a bigger issue in my opinion. So you'll see in the video how we do it. Onto the legs, we've got double solar holster, so we can shoot our Ugdug a little bit and then put it back. And these will just reload it for us. There is no reloading, but if we did have to reload, we would be able to do it faster. And our fixed odds has field prep on it, so we reload it faster while crouching anyway. So we can reload this thing pretty quick. And then harmonic scavenger, so when we pick up ammo, we get more ammo for fixed odds. Onto our bond, we're using distribution, so it reduces all ability cooldowns when using your class ability near targets. This can be helpful in the final boss room, so I would highly suggest running it. Outreach reduces melee cooldown when using your class ability, and then bomber reduces grenade cooldown when using your class ability. Just ability regen. I believe that is it, so without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, here we go. Loading in. The beginning of this one takes a little while to load in, so sit back, relax, grab a snack, take a drink, because a lot of this GM is just going to be sitting back a little bit. I didn't get a video out for the last GM because I lost my job, my normal day job, so I've been busy doing stuff with that, so I didn't have a lot of time to put into completing it, but when it comes back around, I am going to be doing it. I do also have Conqueror, so I could, you know, do it on my Conqueror thing and post a video. But I mean, it's a past GM, so we'll get the next one. But here at the beginning, we're going to keep right. We're going to swap to Polaris Lance and then just stay right. So there's the swap, and then we're just going to keep jumping up here to get to the right side. This entire upper right area here is in play, so you can, you know, kind of explore this whole area. Nothing will come up here at all. The objective here is to kind of get a balance, to have a balance of ad clear and champ damage. That's why this build with Polaris Lance is very nice. I tried to use fixed odds there to pop the... I didn't know that the explosive shot was going to pop the barrier. But yeah, the balance here is you want to have the balance of ad clear and a balance of you know, being able to take out the barriers, which is why Polaris Lance just works so well here, because it does both. You proc the radiant with it, and then you can take out the ad clear with the ignitions. There we go. Everything is taken out. I see the bubble there, but there's no night in it. I don't know why sometimes the bubbles will kind of desync from the night, but this time it didn't, so I'm not sure what happened there. Pop that. Do be careful here, because there is the knights. Those wizards, sorry, not the knights. Those wizards are actually why I have double arc damage resistance on. because they are a pain in the booty. But I see that there's a knight here. I go ahead and focus on the knight. The Xivu Arath battle song guy, the course, the death tongue, whatever. Usually he jumps off. I will say this run he does not jump off. I end up getting him right before the boss. But if you want to use your super, if you want to use your grenade and your melee and stuff in like, you know, now, take him out faster. You know, you don't have to take these guys out. Once the barrier and the ogre are taken out there, that stock will retract into the ground, and then these will spawn in. So there's no rush. You can take them out. Again, there's a knight that spawns in, a barrier knight that spawns in up there, as well as an unstop, and then a normal revenant ogre. Ogre's going to go hide immediately because he took damage upon spawning in. So there's that guy taken out now. Now we've just got the unstop and then another barrier. When the boss spawns in, another barrier champ will spawn in. So here's where I kind of play a little bit of, you know, here and there. I go left and right. I stun the left guy just so that way I don't want him going anywhere. I want to do damage to him so that way he procs his shield again. When they're shielding, they don't move. I don't want the champs to go back around the back side of that last stock, because if they do that, then you have a better chance of taking the boss out before taking the champions out, and then you won't get platinum rewards. That's the only thing there. Here, I'm like, all right, I'm going to melt the knight, I'm going to melt the boss, and then I realize, oh, wait, this guy's up. He's an orange bar. He doesn't count towards anything but the score. You don't have to kill him. But I just go ahead and I was like, you know what? I want to test something out. I want to see how much my sniper does while radiant and see how much it doesn't do. So at this range, it does 19k, 2 shots. I reload, radiant runs out, and then I shoot, and it's 15k. So 4k more per shot is decent. I mean, it's more damage. So why not make yourself radiant? We're going to proc headstone here. We don't have the seasonal artifact for that. Unfortunately, you can only have 2 perks in the seasonal artifact, in the 5th column on the seasonal artifact. So I chose to do precision headshots or precision final blows, cause combatants to ignite while radiant, and then solo operative, because we are doing the solo. Honestly, you could do without solo operative, and I could use the other one. I might end up doing that to use the sniper more, but there we go. That's the first section. This second section, we're going to run down here. When it gets to the big hole in the ground that you fall down it, don't jump. Fall into the hole, stay right. If you kind of angle yourself towards the wall and hold W or forward, you know, however you walk forward, if you walk towards the wall, it'll boop you left at the bottom and you'll be safe. I'll kind of show you an example here. So instead of jumping in, I just fall in. Keep right. I keep angled at the wall and I'm holding W. I hit that and it boops me over here to the left and it stops me. Little damage. I would rather do that than either A, get caught in the trap and have to worry about getting out of the trap while these thrall and stuff are pushing me, or you miss the trap and you go just absolutely buck wild into the room and have to deal with everything while everything's around you. Lesson learned: explosive shots cannot pop these traps. In this room there are 4 stalkers that'll spawn in and a trap, so be careful of those. There's the 4 stalkers, and then there's the trap. This next room, again, there's going to be 4 combatants. I believe there's 3 stalkers and 1 something else, and then yeah, so a total of 4 combatants are in here. So there's a raider and then 3 stalkers. So there are 2 stalkers that are down. When I take this guy out, there's the raider, there's the stalker. All right, so there's all 4 in this room. In this next room, there's going to be 2 right here at the door waiting for you. And then the third one is usually on the stairs. I didn't see him up there on the crate. Kind of took me off guard. But yeah, there's 3 in that room, plus that bomb. Be careful. That stalker always peeks you. No matter what. Will always peek you when you walk around the corner. So in every run that I've done, they've done that. I used my fixed odds to pop the barrier on the chieftain, and then used fixed odds to proc the explosive shots on him. There are a total of 3 combatants on the top left and 3 combatants on the bottom right, one being the orange bar. So once everything is taken out, a total of 6 things are taken out. There you go. This next room, I believe it has 8, but it has anywhere from 6 to 8 people in here. Don't go in there. Just kind of, you know, you can take everything out not going into the room. The only reason is you don't want to get meleeed. So there's a few deaths. There's like 4, 5, 6, and then that guy to the right, 7. Like I said, I think there's 7 to 8. I don't really count very much. Here, we're going to deploy the ghost and then jump behind this pillar. In the previous video I did of this GM, I kind of explained other areas that you could sit with a team. If you want to go back and watch that video, it'll be linked at the end of the video in the cards. But this is the video that I go to every time to solo it. I want to try and streamline some things. I am long-winded on the build part of the video because I want people to understand why I'm selecting the things that I'm selecting and what they're going to be doing for me. Here, again, we're just waiting. This entire section is just a waiting game. Every 25%, there will be some guys that spawn in. Twice, it'll be 2 unstops and a disruptor. And then the last time, it'll just be 1 overload. I'm bobbing up and down here. A lot of times, I do these things live. So I'm going to start, more than likely, I'm going to start streaming to YouTube because of the quality. I'm not partnered, but I'm affiliated on Twitch. Day 1 of the affiliate program coming out, I was accepted into it. I stream just because I can. I kind of want to start making content creation more serious now. So more than likely, if you ever see me online live on Twitch or YouTube, I'll be doing GMs, solo GMs. Let's get some runs in. You can go to my link tree down in the description below to check that out. I've got all of my socials, so like my Discord's on there. We're pretty active in there. We don't have a lot of members, but we are pretty active in there on, hey, anybody want to do Pantheon runs or this, that, and the other thing. I've got a few bots in there that give you some tips and tricks on free games that different vendors have and whatnot. So it's a good place to be. So yeah, everything's in the link tree down in the description. Again, there we go. We took out both of the unstops as well as the disruptor. The disruptor at 50% hack progress. There's going to be another 2 champions and disruptor that spawn in. It's going to be the same thing though. I like to proc my explosive shots on everything around the unstops, and then I'll shoot the explosive shot at the unstop because I want them to ignite them and take them out. Nothing is shooting at me. As long as you don't jump, emote, or use your super, nothing should shoot at you here. If stuff does start shooting at you, you're a warlock, you do have your healing rift that can help you. I have run this a few times where stuff has started shooting me in the back, but if you crouch for a little bit, they'll stop. Don't expect your run to go exactly how my run is going, or any of my runs go. Very rarely do I get the same run twice in a row. So we were able to take out that one unstop abomination, back a little bit here. I should not have thrown my grenade that close, but they're not gonna hurt me. That's one reason. Another reason why I use solar grenades instead of fusion grenades on this build, because fusion grenades will kill you, whereas solar grenades will not. But there's that. Also, I swapped to fixed odds to damage these guys, because Polaris Lance, when you can't see their crit, will only do like 1100 damage to the body, whereas fixed odds does like 4k damage to the body. And like I said, there's no shortage of heavy ammo in this GM. Here in about 5% now, there's going to be another unstop that spawns in. It's the last one. Once you take out that unstop, you just got to wait the other 25%. The other X percent, whatever the percent is, whenever the unstop gets to the plate or gets to the platform that you're on, essentially. I'm trying to see if I can reposition myself to get a better angle, but I can't. So I'm waiting on him to come around here. I don't want to shoot the guys on the right because I'm going to proc my explosive shot on him. I get to 3, then proc it on him. It doesn't ignite. That one does, though. It does stun him. So it does 5k a headshot and, okay, 3,600 a body shot, whereas Polaris Lance would do like 1k. So just more damage. It's just to complete this faster. There we go. We get the ignition off. Go ahead and just lay into him. There we go. Now we only got to wait the 13%. You don't have to take anything else out. I do just to see. I realize I'm like, man, I've almost used half of my heavy ammo. I should find more, even though I don't need it because there's, you know, the heavy ammo box right behind me. 99, 100. Everything despawns. When you see them despawn, you can jump out. I'm going to run around, look for ammo, grab that ammo, and then I'm going to go over here and grab this because I didn't create a lot of heavy ammo bricks there. There we go. We're back to full on all ammo types. The next area here is the lasers and the air ducts. Be careful of the lasers. What I do is I walk forward, then juke right, juke left, and keep going. Super easy. Those lasers will one-shot you, so be careful about that. In the ducts, you can spam your spacebar to go a little bit faster. If you get the right cadence down, it'll activate your booster, and with Warlocks, it burst glide bursts you forward a little bit, so it makes it a little bit faster for us. Take those guys out. We're going to take this out. We're going to cheese this part. I call it a cheese. It's not really a cheese. It's built into the game, so we're just doing a separate mechanic. What we're going to do here is we're going to run up here. We're going to jump, throw a grenade, and then jump back up there and ug-dug them with our heavy. We're going to do a finisher on them. What you want to do is pick up the core, move it forward a little bit, and then drop it. You didn't have to destroy the trap with it. I just did that. And now we sit here for 2.5 minutes. To solo this part is not very fun because stuff continuously spawns in. And so I don't want to die. So that's why I will just sit up here and wait the 2.5 minutes. Waiting, though, it will despawn the ammo crate. I accidentally fell off here and kind of freaked out a little bit. But it'll despawn the ammo crate, but we're killing everything that spawns anyway. So, and that's why we're doing it, to try and create heavy ammo for us. We don't need much. We're not going to use a lot in the final boss room, but why not? You don't want to use all of that core either, because if you do use all of the core, the game will think, okay, time for the next one. It'll stop spawning things in when no core is in play. So because that core behind you does not despawn, but it stays in play, everything will keep spawning in. So that's where, in lieu of that ammo crate, we're doing the lazy way, and we're just going to sit here and fight the 2 champions that spawn in. The 2 champions are an Unstop and a barrier. This is all of the barriers are at the beginning of the GM, and then right here, 1 at the very end. In the boss room, there are 2 Unstops, but they are dealt with extremely easily with our super. So no big deal on that. They spawn right next to each other. And they'll spawn in the same spot every single time you run this. But here, 40 more seconds. I'm going to shut up. Fast forward this last little bit. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, here we go. 5 seconds left. We're going to take everything out. There is some heavy ammo down there for us. I go ahead and shoot it, pick it up, so that way I have it. We're full on everything. Now, the Unstop will just kind of spawn right out in open space here, so be careful about that. You can back up a little bit. Once again, they try and aim for center mass. So if you can peek over something that, like what's in front of me here, I can shoot over it, but they can't shoot me over it. Nasty little head peek here. Take out that Unstop Abomination, and then we focus on the barrier here. If you, just like the boss, if you can time the explosive shots and the ignitions right, it just unlocks them. You'll see it in this run through, actually, that I will, I'll just absolutely stun lock the final boss with Polaris Lance. But here we go. We're going to run in here. That big black pipe up on the right, that's what we're going to jump on top of. We're going to go up here. We're going to start it. We're going to turn around. We're going to jump on the railing because it gets us a little bit of height. You can jump on the little diamond thing here in the middle, but I don't choose to do that because you have to land on the exact point or you'll slip off one of the sides. It doesn't look like you can grapple those pipes, but you can. You just kind of got to be careful about it. So yeah, I pop heat rises. I'll jump up there from the railing and get up here. And this is where we're going to sit the entire damage phase. There are going to be some corrupted orange bars. I can't remember, corrupted something that spawn in. That's the boss. But yeah, there's going to be some corrupted orange bars that spawn in. Them, as well as the boss, will one-shot you if they hit you with all 3 of their shots. Here, I'm seeing damage numbers, and then I stop seeing them, so I'm like, all right, he's walking away. I throw my grenade here, and then he goes immune and goes away from the grenade, so kind of a waste of a grenade, but anyway, here we go. We're actually just using Polaris Lance. These Corrupted Raiders, be careful about those guys. They are going to be the bane of your existence if you do not take them out fast enough. Technically you can take out all of the mobs in this room. They will stop spawning in. Their spawning is based on the health of the boss. So if you take everything out and then don't shoot the boss, nothing else will spawn in. But yeah, just like I said, it's based on health. Go ahead and proc an ignition shot on this guy or explosive shot on that guy. There are more of those Corrupted Raiders. The first time they spawn on the right side of the room, we are now facing the left side of the room. And the reason why I call that is as you're walking into the room, that's the front of the room, and then there's the back left, back right, so on and so forth. We're going to sit in the back left of the room back there behind that box, but we'll get to that point. I'm looking around for the boss now. I have no idea where he is. I see him here finally. Take the guy out behind him there so that way I don't have to worry about him. Be careful of those void grenades. They will kill you super fast. Also, the boss. You can see his gun charging. See how it glows like that? I am just able to time it, so I back up. But you can like go forward, shoot a couple shots, back up. Go forward, shoot a couple shots, back up. To keep charging and discharging his weapon. So he's charging it, and then you can discharge it by him losing line of sight of you. So yeah, how it works is they can see you, but they're aiming center mass. So they're not going to hit you center mass because it's covered, but they can see you. Here we go. This is one of the stun locks that I'm talking about. We can just absolutely lay into him, which we do. Once the champions spawn in, or once he goes immune, the champions are going to spawn right here below you on the right side. So our super does apply Scorch. So let's see here. There is one unstop, and there are 2 unstops. Both unstops are taken out. I'm looking around there for a second. I've never taken them both out with my super there, so I was looking around like, I think that's all of them. I didn't see 2. I only saw the last one. I choose to take those guys out. 2 of the 3 shots from the boss hit me there. If the third, like, he shoots 3 rounds every time he shoots. If the third round hit me in his little crossbow weapon shot, I'd have died there. So do be careful about that. I'm just looking around for anything else that doesn't have a marker above their head. I see these 2 guys do not have a marker above their head, and they're not immune. That's what you want to do. You want to leave up the guys with the markers on their head. I did not see the guy right below me with the marker. So I'm kind of freaking out here because we don't have any solar resistance mods on, and he's shooting solar, so he can easily kill us. But we're able to get away. So just, you know, hindsight's 2020. Be a little bit more diligent. Here we go. Now we have caused some commotion, and now the things with the markers on their head are going to start rotating towards us. I think the one that I almost took out is going to go hide for a little bit. He'll get bored, and then he'll come back over here. But this guy's in a good spot. I know he's going to rotate right, so I get ready to take him out. We do want to take him out back there. That's a perfect spot to take these guys out because the boss can't see you. So here we go. We'll grab it. I look and see where they are. You can see the boss there. Dunk on, make sure that tower in the middle blocks the shots from the boss. Right there, where I threw the grenade. I know I'm a little bit late calling it out, but where everything was spawning in there, that's where you want to throw your damaging grenade. That's why I have a solar grenade. No, it won't kill everything, but it will kill most things. And that's where they won't push exactly back here behind this area, but they will get very close, which is why, again, that I think it's Dynamo. Using your class ability near targets reduces all ability cooldowns. That's a good thing to have in this area, in my opinion. So I'm waiting to see. I see the guy on the right. I'm like, I want to go pick that up. Wait, there's a guy on the right. Never mind, I shouldn't do that. I get the guy on the right to move, though, and then he goes back down right. So, again, this is a very good spot to go grab that orb. I'll swap weapons, so that way my heavy will start being reloaded. We have our grenade energy back. That guy is pushing, but he's farther back than I thought, so I don't really care about that. There's a grenade. I need to throw my grenades a little bit faster because I have a feeling if I do that, then obviously the grenade's going to be there a little bit longer while stuff is in an animation lock spawning in. I wanted to get that guy off my tail, off the right side or out of the right area. So I broke his shield, and he's going to run away and hide for a little bit. I'm jumping to see if there is anything else that I need to take out. Doesn't look like there is. So I am going to take this guy out. I am waiting on my grenade, though. I think here in a little bit, I check my... I start emoting. Yeah, here we go. I'll check my discipline. It's already at 100, so I can't get my grenade back any faster. So I'm just sitting here waiting to get my grenade back. I don't do it often, but I just want to make sure I have my grenade because of the guys that spawn in. I just want to, it's just easier. I'd rather wait 2 minutes for my grenade to come back than die and have to do all this 25 minutes over again. So there we go. If you run perpendicular to the boss, he has a harder time shooting you because it's a skill shot. Like his shot goes in a straight line, doesn't follow you. So as long as you're moving perpendicular to him, it's a lot easier to dodge. I'm also throwing my grenades, looking at this in hindsight now. I'm throwing my grenades to the left of that spawn area. That's not taking everything out that's spawning in there, as you can see based on all the things. I want that guy to go away on the right again, but then I see all three of these guys coming in. I'm going to use my healing grenade here after I do this, or my healing rift. The reason I do that is because, yes, it will heal me, but also I use the third-person camera to kind of peek over the barrier in front of me to see if there's anything up here. I know this guy is low, so I just ego challenge him, hit him once, and take him out. The boss will continue to shoot in the last location that they saw you in. So right now, the boss was shooting at the top right of this box in front of me. He'll continue to do that until I give him another LOS of me. I know this guy's coming around to the right just because of his movement. There we go, taken out. I keep looking at the boss, and then I thought I saw something else up there. That's why I freaked out a little bit. Here we go. You're going to dunk. I did not see the guy right here to the right, or the left right there, but no big deal. He doesn't hurt us. That was a good grenade because I think it actually ended up getting stuck on the head of one of the guys as they were spawning in. So there we go. There's just a few other things I see that there are 2 people, 1 top left, 1 bottom right, that I need to take out, those red bars. Get a quick reload going. And here we go. Again, this is the final one. This is the final charge. We're at 4 out of 5. When we dunk it, it'll be 5 out of 5. So I 100% want to have my grenade back here. There's no doubt about that. So I'm going to sit here and wait. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait. I do some emotes. I just wait a little bit because I don't want the grenade. I don't have to use a grenade to kill anything here. I have to use the grenade to proc heat rises to make it easier for me to jump up there. Do you need to use heat rises? No. I want to use heat rises because it makes it a lot easier. So this guy is going around to the right. I'm waiting for him. I see that he's there. Because I shot him there, he's going to keep coming right. I thought he was. And he... When their dot does that little dip thing back there, that means they're like stuck. The coding gets them stuck in this little area. So I go over there and I just light them up, take out that. I swap. I have my grenade. I go up here. I see that guy to the left, so I dunk. I turn around and run away. Again, we're going to jump onto the railing. We're going to proc heat rises. We're going to sprint jump, not even close, but we're going to sprint jump up there. I was a little freaking out here because I was like, man, I do not want to redo all of this. Just be careful. Don't dunk. I would rather you run out of charge on one of those arc charges than dunk an arc charge with one of those guys behind you and die to them shooting you. Hindsight's 2020 though. I'm not really taking, like, because I'm running double void damage resistance mods, the boss has to, like, the boss and those snipers have to hit me with all 3 shots. If I did not have double, oh, I'm sorry, I'm double arc, not double void, so never mind. You can run a single arc, single void, single solar in this GM just fine, but just because of those yellow bars that carry the arc charge are solar damage. But here we go. Here's the, I missed that shot on him. Luckily he didn't TP very far. There are no champions that spawn in here at all, so our only objective is burning the boss. I don't care about anything else. I just want the boss to be taken out to get the completion. There we go. Throw my grenade. He does TP. I'm just like, all right, where is he? Is he below me? I don't want to drop down and die. I see him running around there, so I'm like, all right, let's wait a second. He walked left. I saw that damage number, and I was like, I wonder if that was him, because I was radiant. I see that I killed everything around him, and I have my super, so I'm just like, you know what? We're going to try this. If I die, whatever. I didn't die. Plenty of heavy ammo, plenty of special ammo. That's the GM. Super, like I said, this is one of the easiest GMs to solo just because of the spots that you can sit and hide, and then player slants is all you need. Look at that. I got another Dawn Chorus. Not the best roll, but and then the weapon I got wasn't the best. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, please. If you think that this video will help your friends, make sure you share the video with them. If you want to see any different types of builds, or if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, let me know in the comments below. And then again, if you ever see me live on Twitch or YouTube, more than likely this is what I'm doing. I appreciate you all very much. I'll see you all in the next one.